Good morning, everybody. How are you? It is early in the morning. Trying to get out here and draw before it gets too darned hot. Pattern Dash Collections is where you want to go. We're going to go down to Pattern Focus, but before we do that, I want to remind you that you can donate using the PayPal button. You don't have to use PayPal. You can use a debit or credit card. But if you would mind supporting the channel, or not my channel, supporting the website by making some donations, Ina would really appreciate it. That's that. You guys know the drill now. If you watch my videos on Monday, you've seen me remind you about that. We're going to go to Pattern Focused, and we are now, we're physically we're moving into September, but I am actually in August. We've just started the month. I'm actually drawing on the 1st of August today. Surprise, surprise. And once again, Shell has made a list for us for the month of August, and we're going to do flowers for the entire month. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to do flowers. And so I went through this whole list of flowers, and I went through and I chose the ones that I had not yet done. That's what I've been trying to do on these monthly ones, is to pick things that I haven't done before. And so we're going to, even though I'm drawing on the 1st, we are going to skip all the way down to the 3rd and do Capflower. Looks like Mimi has done it before. Simple flower, super easy design. Let me zoom in a little bit here. That's better. Then I can zoom in here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle. Around that circle, we're going to draw an aura, but not a solid one. We're going to do like dashed lines around. And I guess it depends on however many and how big these dashes are, as to how many petals you end up with. Because from those dashes, we're going to connect a petal and leave that space. And connect a petal and leave that space, okay? And they're sort of not symmetrical in the least. See how that one's kind of got a swoop to it, but this one's more straight out. Just sort of roundy shapes. They don't have to be perfect. Absolutely not. Then the last step that you do is around each one of these shapes, the petal shapes, we're going to make a crescent shape. So you just kind of aura that and then come back around, make a little crescent shape on the outside of all of those, and that's all there is to it. Now, you can change up the shape of your flower. Like this one's the standard one, this pink one here. But then look at this blue one. They've done more oblong, less fat, narrower petals. But then instead of doing a regular crescent, they've done it with a little bit of a peak to it here, like that. This one, they've done it even smaller and further apart. And then they've done multiple crescents coming out. And here, they've done this flower with more of like a heart-shaped petal. And then again with a crescent with a big spike on it. So you can change up those shapes. They don't have to stay all that one shape. Okay? And I think since they're all going to be flowers for the whole month, I want to make sure that I'm doing something to kind of make so that they don't all look like the same tile with just different flowers. So I'm going to make sure I'm using different sizes and shapes of paper, and I'm also going to, I think, use maybe the first letter of the pattern name as sort of a guide or a string or a oh, what's the other word we sometimes use? String is one of the words, but that's not the word I want to use. Template, pattern thing, just a guide to decide where I want to place my flowers. So on this little page, I think I'm going to write the big letter C for Capflower, and I am going to make myself a border. Because I don't like getting too close to the edge. It's my own personal thing. But I'm going to make myself a nice big C. And then I'm going to decorate in and around that C so that it helps inform my shapes a little bit. I think maybe I'm going to put one flower here. And maybe one flower kind of here. And then maybe a big one here. We can overlap those. And maybe a little one in here. And a bigger one there. And that will help inform my shape. And then I'll decide whether I want the big ones on top or the bottom. Perhaps I'll make this one the front shape. And maybe here. We'll go from here to here. And then we'll figure out whether I want this one on top of that one or that one on top of that one. But I think I'm going to make that one my front shape. Zoom you guys in just a little bit more so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to do the standard shape here. And then maybe some of these other variations amongst that. Let me find my pen. Where did I put my pen? There. So let's do this one first. We'll do a circle, and then around that circle we're going to go with some dashes, and each one of those dashes is going to become a petal. Oh, that petal went completely the wrong way. Why? I don't know, but that's fine. It is what it is. And then the little crescent shape around each one. Something like that. Now, the next one, I think I'm going to put it up here. And then I'm going to do another one of these. And I want it a little bit bigger than I did. Like that. Maybe a little bit more symmetrical than I did this last time. And I can make a little bit more consistent shape if I turn my page around. And then so if any of you guys are watching and you happen to have a Google account, which most of you probably do, I hadn't done this yet, and I just did it this morning because my friend Shannon got hacked in her Google account, and the scumbags not only changed her password and did all these things, she got all these notifications that things had been changed, but they managed to disconnect her from her AdSense account. And if you guys don't know what an AdSense account is, it's where it's the account where Google pays you for your advertising dollars from YouTube. And so now she can't get any of her earnings from YouTube. And it's a mess. And so I made sure this morning to turn on two-factor authentication, which I hadn't done before. But I went and did it anyways. And I have always had my YouTube account not connected to my main Google account. It's connected to a secondary one that nobody knows. I'm the only one. I don't use it for anything but my YouTube account. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. I have one that is a public YouTube Gmail account that's where my mail goes. I have one Gmail account where my YouTube correspondence goes for you guys if I would do a contest or something. And I have a third one which is just for my YouTube account and my AdSense. And that's all I use it for. I don't use it for anything else. So hopefully that kept things, you know, apart anyways, but I didn't want to take any chances, so I went in and put in my two-factor authentication. I actually added my husband's phone to it as well, so if something should happen to my phone, somebody gets a hold of my phone, I can still access it through my husband's phone. Anyways, just wanted to give you guys a heads up that if you also have a Google account, or if you happen to also do YouTube, make sure that's on so that the scumbags can't get into your account. You know, if more people spent their time actually working and making legitimate money instead of trying to scam people, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? So sad. Sometimes I think the world has gone completely mad. Just trying to figure out where things would go under that flower. And then a small one here and a maybe bigger one there. I don't know what size. We're going to go lots of petals on this one. That one's going to end up behind my border, which I have kind of ignored, but I want to actually explore that line here. Let me put my border actually. Do I want a big fat border? I think so. I'm going to go ahead and make a solid border over here, like that. Okay. Oops, I forgot this corner. Okay. And then this one, put one right here. Oh, I didn't put my little archy things here. Okay. And then this one. It's going to have big fat petals. Like that. And you won't really see that. Okay. So see, I still have that C shape happening. It's informed the shape of my drawing. It's not like you don't see the letter C. But I've used it as the shape to inspire me to place my flowers. And now I can either color or shade or embellish. I think I want all of my flowers to have some kind of center. Because I think that looks pretty. I was watching this morning an artist friend, well, she's not a friend, an artist YouTuber that I watch. You know, after you've been watching somebody for a while, you consider them your friend even though you don't know them. That's really weird, but you do. But there was an YouTube artist that I watched that she's been having a real struggle with like burnout. And so she hasn't really done any videos for several weeks. But at least she put up one to say that, you know, she's fine. People were starting to worry about her because she also is a cancer survivor, and we thought that since she kind of dropped off the face of the earth, that maybe she was sick again. But she's not, which is good. We're all happy about that. She's just having struggles and not wanting to create, and maybe a bit of depression. But she's starting to feel better, and she was going to try to do some art today, so that was cool. She's decided to do something that's not in her normal style, so that maybe she gets out of her funk. That's a good idea as well. I think I'm going to use these funky pens that I don't necessarily always like. Let me see what color this turns out to be. I always check on the back. Yeah, no. That pink made that green look brown. Not a good color. Let me see. Maybe this dark kind of bluish green. Ooh, that's really dark. Darker than I wanted, but it might be what I have to do. Maybe this one. Yeah, maybe that. I want to make the background, I want the flowers to pop out a little bit, but I want it inside here. Does that make sense? Thinking maybe I'm going to get some, I have to go out to the store today, which I have not been doing much of lately. Well, months and months. I've been to, besides the grocery store, which we have to go to, I've not been to a shop. I've been to one shop. Yeah, I've been to one shop one time. An art supply shop. Yeah, I've been to the art supply shop once since March. Oh my word, that is a long time to go without shopping for art supplies, isn't it? But that's okay. Just means that I have to use what I have. But I need to go to Joann's to get some fabric. I want to make some more masks, and I'm really kind of out of fabric. I want to, my niece's wedding is coming up and we're hoping to travel. We're praying that we can travel. It's in about a month from the time I'm recording this. And I'd like to actually make myself a mask that matches my outfit for the wedding. I already got the outfit for the wedding because the wedding was postponed. It was supposed to be in April or beginning of May. Anyway, it was supposed to have happened and it was postponed, and so I already have my outfit, but now I'd like to make a cute little mask that kind of, it's not going to match exactly, but it has the same color scheme anyways. I don't want to wear a plain old hospital mask, and I don't want to wear the ones that I've made before, mostly because they're getting very shop worn. Wearing the same mask, well, yeah, I wash it. I bring it home every day and wash it, but wearing the same mask at work for months on end has made that mask very shop worn, and I really just need to make some more. So I thought I would go get some new fabric, and while I'm there, since Joann's is also got art supplies, I was thinking maybe I would pick up some watercolor paper and do these flowers on watercolor paper, because I think that will suit the flowers better, and I'll be able to just really break out either these pens or my watercolor pencils or my Inktense pencils and really have fun with color this month. But I need better paper for that than this. Either watercolor paper or get a pad of mixed media paper that can take water better than this cardstock. Cardstock is not meant for water. It really isn't. Even these pens is really too much liquid for this paper. I like how this is working though. It's really making these flowers stand out from the background. I'm really liking it. I just wish I could use a real brush and watercolors to make it a little bit smoother. I don't necessarily like the way the ink soaks into this paper. Anyways, so that's my plan. But yeah, since, other than the grocery store, since April, I've been to Michael's once. Well, I have been to Hobby Lobby once. Okay, I'll take it back. I've been to Hobby Lobby once. I've been to Michael's once. I've been to the dollar store twice. And I went with my husband to the hardware store, to Lowe's or Home Depot. I don't remember which one it was at this point. Once. That's it. In months and months and months. We'd gone out to eat one time. That was before they shut us all back down again. So, haven't been to church, except for the one time for my aunt's funeral. But that was an interesting experience. They're talking about maybe starting outside services, but first off, it's summertime and it's really hot. I know our services are in the morning, but still, like, it's only what, I started drawing at about 7:30, quarter to 8 this morning. It's already 80 degrees outside, and it's meant to be about 106 today. Yeah, so by the time regular church time would be, it's going to be hot. It's going to be in the 90s by the time church time, and it'll probably be close to 100 by the time church time is normally over. I don't want to sit in that. I'd rather watch the service online at home where I'm safe. And we're still not going to be allowed to socialize before or after. There's going to be no social time. That we're not going to be allowed to, kids aren't allowed to come play with our friends. They have to sit in the chairs with mom and dad. There's no coffee hour. There's no... just all the things that you want to go to church for. I mean, besides the message, because you get the message anyways online. It's the same message. So it's not that I don't want the message. I do want the message, but the parts that you want to be physically in the building for, you're still not allowed to do. So I feel like, because we're still going to have to sit 6 feet apart outside. We're still not allowed to sing. And it's just a thing. And I don't know. Tough. Tough is what it is. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I was thinking of coloring the flowers, but now I'm thinking I'm just going to do some highlights with white and just leave it like that. I think that's cool. All right, let me, where's my pen? I need to put the name of, what was this called? Capflower? Yeah, Capflower. Which direction do I want it to live? That way? That way? No, I like it that way. Okay. Okay, I like it to live that way. And I'm going to give it some white highlights, though. I do think that would really make it just come together. Let me get myself a little bit of pencil sharpening here. Come on. Do I have a lead stuck down in there? Don't you hate it when you get a lead stuck down at the very tip of your pencil sharpener? I think I do. I'm gonna have to clean that out. I think just a little bit of highlights. Like this. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, see those look just a little bit brighter, a little bit cheerier. Give it a little bit of happy flower. A bit of smiley happy flower. That's what these are. Smiley happy flowers. Sorry about my frog in my throat. I don't know where that came from. Well, no, I take it back. I do know where it came from. Allergies. Allergies. Let's make that one come out this way. Okay, I like it. Pretty darn good. I like that a lot. I will see you guys on the next video. Yeah, I won't get the watercolor paper until later today, which means I'm going to have 2 or 3 videos at least until it gets too warm. On the cardstock, but eventually I'll find some watercolor paper to use. You know what, actually I have a piece. Now that I look up, I have a piece of watercolor paper. I could make how many squares can I make out of that? I could make 4 small ones. Maybe I'll do that. Alright, I have 1 piece of scrap watercolor paper. I'm going to use it. Alright, you guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video. And go out and be safe today. Do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place. And bye-bye.